What role has the Genome Project played in the advancement of medicine? Can we understand the entire blueprint of our bodies? The word genome comes from gene and chromosome. It refers to all the genetic information that living things have. Genes are the basic units that make proteins and control how our bodies function. They are stored in DNA, which is made up of 4 bases. The bases are guanine, adenine, thymine, and cytosine. Different information is created depending on the order of these bases. We can think of chromosomes as storage boxes that organize and hold this DNA. Then, when did people begin trying to understand this enormous blueprint? The Human Genome Project was a large-scale research effort to identify all human DNA sequences and complete a genetic map. It began in 1990 and was completed in 2003. After that, the research expanded to many vertebrates such as birds, mammals, lizards, and fish. Now, researchers study not only the human genome, but also the genomes of many vertebrates together to understand the common principles of life. How has this project changed medicine? In the past, finding the cause of a disease was very complex and took a long time. It required many experiments and a great deal of time to find genes related to a specific disease. However, after the genome map was completed, researchers could find changes in DNA much more quickly. It is like moving from wandering without a map to using an accurate navigation system. This change quickly led to new diagnostic technologies. A good example is the DNA chip. A DNA chip is a device that places small pieces of DNA on a glass or silicon surface to analyze genetic information quickly and accurately. With only a very small sample, we can analyze more than 100,000 genes at the same time. This greatly reduces both time and cost. As a result, it is widely used for diagnosing genetic diseases and cancer, detecting mutations, identifying pathogens, and analyzing gene expression. Can we treat diseases and even prevent them? Genome research has also led to the development of predictive and preventive medicine. Because each person has different genetic traits, the likelihood of developing certain diseases also differs. If we know this information in advance, we can adjust our lifestyle or environment to delay the onset of disease. For example, we can help people with a high risk of obesity manage their eating habits, and we can provide early counseling for those who are vulnerable to drug or gambling addiction. What changes have taken place in cancer research in particular? Cancer is closely connected to mutations in the DNA of cells. Through genome analysis, we can trace which genetic changes have caused cancer. This has opened the way to understand and respond to cancer more precisely. Now, we can even identify causes that were once unknown. These changes are transforming the way we treat diseases. Because each person has different genes, the same medicine can have different effects. By using genome information, we can create treatment plans that match each person's genetic traits. Genetic information also increases the speed and efficiency of developing new medicines. We are moving from giving the same treatment to everyone to providing care tailored to each individual. However, there are also concerns about using genetic information in medicine. If genetic information is made public, there are concerns about discrimination in employment or insurance. There is also concern that medical costs could rise if certain countries or companies control genetic technologies. Because personal genetic information is very sensitive, we need to discuss as a society how much to share and how to use it. Is the Genome Project now finished? The completion of the genetic map is closer to a beginning than an end. It is a new starting point for understanding the human body and a tool for overcoming disease. The goal of the Genome Project is not to create life artificially or disrupt the natural order, but to free humans from disease. The future depends on how we use this technology. The long-standing dream of extending life and freeing ourselves from disease is becoming closer to reality. If we also work to protect human dignity along the way, the Genome Project can become an important source of hope for humanity.